This is my radio.
Here we go. We
Ready?
are live.
Ready?
We are live. Yeah,
We are
we are
live.
live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Hello, everybody.
I was making sure of it.
Yeah. You were. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Today, I'm going to have a conversation with Diana, who has the same name I do, at least first name. So that will be fun. So I'm Diana, and I'm a life and insight coach. And Diana, will you please introduce yourself?
Hello there, beautiful people. As I was checking before, if I look good, no, I'm actually joking about that one. But I've been through a lot of, let's say, shaming. So I am an insight coach myself because that's what helped me figure out myself. That's what supported my transformation. And I am now ready to support other women or men and men pretty much to do the same, go through this transformational journey through their own insights. That's how we are going to explore the consciousness to different depths together, while I nourish all this, the space for you to grow and heal and expand.
Cool. So, shall we talk about that today? Our journeys.
I would love that, by all means.
That sounds like a very good plan. Would you like to share a little bit about your journey from where you were to where you are now?
That's a very long journey, so I'm going to make it as short as possible.
Yeah.
I believe we all start our journey the moment we are born. That's when our, not even before that, actually, we are on a continuous healing process, continuous growth process, continuous expansion process. And by coming here and now, I believe I came with a mission, maybe multiple missions. And let's say my first very rock bottom was in my primary, when I was bullied, and somehow I did not fully realize it. I thought that's, normal. However, as I grew a little bit from that and I changed towns, I also lost my brother in secondary. And that was probably the rock bottom that triggered the healing. That was the rock bottom that challenged me on so many levels. That was the moment when I stopped believing in God, and whoever would come around me, even trying to say something about God, I would be like, okay, let's see where the door is. That's where I'm going. So bye-bye now. As simple as that. I did not believe that a God like that shall exist, a God that allows children to die at such a young age.
Yeah.
So I stopped it. I stopped everything that I believed in. It's like whatever I believed in just came down crushing, and I thought there is nothing to believe in. I was very disappointed. I was filled with fear and plenty of rage. And I always internalized it. I did not know how to deal with it, and I literally shut all my own family members. My own mother, who really, really, really tried to get me to open, to talk with her about things. She was pregnant herself in 7 months when my brother passed away. So my other brother, actually, there is such a beautiful connection between them, and they never got to know each other.
Yeah.
And for me, when I left for studies in Denmark, I just plummeted into another level of despair. I was away in a country I did not speak the language.
Ooh.
It was my first time being alone. I was not picked up from the station by the one who I was supposed to. My roaming was not working, so I was pretty much there somewhere doing something. And as always, I have been watched over forever, since forever, literally. Because that was one of the moments when a woman named Carolina, she is Mexican, and I speak Spanish, so we started speaking in Spanish.
Oh, nice.
And you know what? I was so surprised when she said, well, I usually don't come by train. I go by car from Rue, where she was living, to Copenhagen. And I was supposed to go in horses. And somehow she invited me in her house.
Wow.
So, of course, I had movies like when I've seen, like she's sending me in the basement and everything, you know, based on everything. All I could imagine is like, okay, is this the last time I'm seeing the daylight, which is actually anyway night light? Is there any light whatsoever for me down there? So I had, of course, a lot of movies going on, but somehow I decided to trust that everything happened for a reason. And I did.
Beautiful.
And from that moment onwards, I kept on becoming a bit more aware, not too aware, let's be honest, not too aware. It all started when one of my high school besties, she blessed the water, making a cross. And I was like, what the heck are you doing, Clau? What's that? And then she's like, well, I mean, this is how you bless your water. You make sure that there is nothing in. I'm like, yeah, that reminds me of my mom. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my mom to bits. So she's my a lot. I wouldn't be even able to put it in words. But I'm like, yeah, no, that's too religious for me. It's a no. And that's when she, like, her mother asked me, like, so did you used to do this before? And I'm like, yeah, I used to, but you know, I'm not believing in God anymore. And she was very curious, you know, about it. And I'm like, no, my brother died and I just don't want to talk about it. As simple as that. So I closed straight away. But at least I said it. After so very many years, more than a decade, I actually said it. And I recall bit by bit from that day onwards, somehow something shifted in me. And I started blessing my water. My mom saw it, but said nothing.
That was a good thing.
Nothing. She said absolutely nothing. I didn't even realize it, okay, to a certain point. And then right before leaving Romania, going back to Denmark, she was going to UK, sorry, because I moved from Denmark to UK. It's like, she was, I'm so happy you are finally opening up. And I'm like, I'm always open. What are you talking about? Like, aren't we talking about everything and so on? And she's like, you know what I mean. I didn't. Right then and there, I didn't. Later on, I remember I came back to England, back to my partner. I blessed the water and he's like, the heck you're doing, bro? Since when did you start this? And I realized that. And it just came back to me. And then I started massages. I started Reiki. I started other modalities of healing. So bit by bit, I mean, I had quite a few steps to take before fully opening up. I talked about my brother's death publicly in a way. It was in a summit of my own coach as I participated in it, and it felt unbelievably relieving.
Yeah.
And I did not cry as much as I expected. I was very free from that moment onward.
Yeah.
I was able to talk about him again, honoring him. I started writing again because I stopped writing after he died. Like my not fully stopped, but my poetry got dark note on it. Let's say like that.
Yes, understandable.
That was probably my own externalization.
Yeah.
And here I am now with you, having also my own path. I met you in this community that we are both coming from, and we are growing together. And
yes,
I feel like this synchronicity is one of the best blessings.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. Synchronicity is beautiful. Yeah. Sounds like you learned an awful lot along your road over the last years. It's quite relatable in some ways.
I believe we all have to experience certain degree of contrast to grow. First, to heal, so we can grow.
Yeah.
And once we start growing, we start expanding until we become limitless, because we are born limitless.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely. Yeah. Some people are able to embody that earlier than others, I've also realized. One of the people that's quite an example for me is my own father, who traveled the world before he was 24, 25. He did everything he wanted to do before he married my mom. And he died at 39. So he definitely had to do everything before he met my mom, because he didn't have much more chances. So it's really fascinating how much he learned, how much he did, and how he did not believe that he couldn't. He always knew he could. And from 32 on, he was really ill. And then at 39, he died. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's been interesting. That's why I have a picture of him always with me. Because after he died, my life changed quite heavily. And I ended up being bullied, as a lot of people end up happening at school. And that really stopped me for many years on my journey for growth and stuff like that. And over the years, I've picked it up and then at times dropped it again for various reasons. And every time I pick it up, my life gets better. So the journey of spirituality and growth is definitely where it's at for me. Yeah.
How beautiful is that, Dee? As I'm listening to you, you know, what shows up for me is this journey that we all have to go through in order to heal the wounds that were created in childhood.
Yeah.
And then to learn from them, grow. And then as we expand, we actually get the opportunity to make an impact on other people's life. And that's how we can create that ripple effect of it, isn't it?
That is the most beautiful part of it, that you get to a certain level of healing and growth where you think, I wish others would have that same possibility. And then just in conversations, because that's how it worked for me, I had conversations with people, that was all I did. And then they started seeing how things in me had changed, how my life had become better. And then they wanted the same. That's how they ended up growing more, doing more, and expanding their lives. So yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful way of service to others.
I love that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good thing.
I feel like these missions that we all have and that are all unique, because one thing I realized as a coach coaching new coaches, it's the most common fear is like, there are so many out there, how am I different, what am I going to do, who's going to even listen to me, and why is it going to listen to me? And I was actually really thinking, I used to have those fears myself, and that came from a fear of not being good enough, and from a scarcity mindset. Like, it's not enough for all of us. It's more than enough.
Oh yeah.
But the people that are going to resonate with me may not resonate with you, and the people who are going to resonate with you may not resonate with me, not fully or just partially. Because we all have our unique twist that we put onto our code. We cannot, like, we may use the same questions, but the way we use them, the way we deliver them, the way we hold the space for that person, that is all very different, because we are all very different. I mean, we coached each other so very many times, and I can see like we have similar things. There are so many similarities between us, and yet we are also exactly very, very different.
Which makes it so cool
and exciting.
Makes everything, makes it really amazing, because everybody is uniquely themselves. You may have, even twins are never the exact same, because nobody is the same. It's just not possible. Just look at children from one family. Same parents. When I look at my dad and his siblings, there were 7 siblings that became adults way back when, but they were all different. They had the same parents, but then again, they didn't, because these parents were different with every new child. So they may have been the same people, but they were at different places in their life. So when their oldest was born, they were basically different people when their second was born, because of everything that had happened, because they changed and they'd grown. So even children from the same family do not get the same parents, despite the fact that they get the same parents. But these parents have changed, as we all change every minute of the day, basically. And that's just super fascinating to think about these things, that to my kids, I've not been the same parent to any of them. I've had the same type of ideas, but I grew in those ideas. So when I think about the way that I was learning with my oldest, I was much more secure in what I was doing with my youngest. And that's what you have with coaching as well. Your first clients, you're still learning a lot. You will continue learning. But with later ones, you're more secure and more confident in what you're doing than with the first few. And that doesn't mean that the coaching with the first few wasn't good, because it can be really amazing. And sometimes you can mess up with a later one because you're too comfortable in it, which is also fascinating to realize.
It is. And it's like different stages. We were at a different stage when we first started. We were at a certain stage in our life. As we grew, we literally went more and more up.
You level up.
It's exactly like leveled up. I'm not sure if that's an erronated things or whatever, but still.
I like it. It's from gaming. I like gaming every now and then. So leveling up is good.
Leveling up it is then. It is about that. And you know what? You said like you were not the same for your child, for your first child, for your third child. And that is so very true. Yeah. And in Ho'oponopono, I remember it was one thing that struck me the most. there are as many versions of yourself as many people as you know, because
Yes.
each and one of them are going to create a different
Mm-hmm.
version of yourself
Mm-hmm.
in their mind. They
Yeah.
are going to see you with different pair of
Mm-hmm.
eyes. They are going to feel you different.
Yes.
They are going to treat you differently.
Yes.
It may be similar to some, or
Mm-hmm.
they might just love you, they might just hate you, whatever it is. But the version that they have created themselves of
Mm-hmm.
yourself in their mind,
Yeah.
it's always going to be different. It's like me saying, I love my partner, I love my sister, I love my mother. I love them differently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not having the same thoughts I have with my partner for my mom or my sister, you know, or the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, no.
Yeah.
So it's like an ongoing process. And that's when
Yeah.
healing actually occurs. Because what you're healing is that version of yourself in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And upon reading that and
Yeah.
hearing Joe Vitale saying, like, I wasn't sure I understood in the very beginning, I'm like, what did you not understand? It's so easy. And I'm not trying to be derogatory in any way, because I love Joe Vitale. He's like one of my favorite writers. But I was like, it's so simple.
It is.
And
Yeah. When I
as
read it the first time, same. I had to say, that makes a lot of sense. And then also knowing that a partner will see you from their thoughts, their world. I picked it up from Don Miguel Ruiz. So from the Four Agreements book, there they talk about that same concept and just learning that everybody is in their world, and from what they've experienced in their world, they have a perception of you. And it also means, as I've learned over the years, that every partner I've had over the years has always seen me from their world. So they had a picture of who I was. And that usually wasn't really who I was. Some came close, some not so much. And the less they understand who you are, the harder the relationship is. Because people just look at others from where they are, because they have different experiences than you have. So from their experiences, certain behaviors are with certain thoughts behind it, but they don't have to be. So it makes it all so fascinating. That's why I like verifying with people whether I've understood things well these days, because I'm not in their world. So I may misunderstand based on where my world is. So better check.
It's like, as you said, with the experiencing, you know, it's so funny. We may have literally the same experience, the both of us, but we may feel it differently. We may interpret it differently.
We likely will.
Like, exactly. And it's like, you know, the old adage, someone's freedom fighter might be someone's terrorist, and someone's terrorist might be someone's freedom fighter.
Yeah.
When I first read that, I was like, I don't really like the way it sounds. But then as I got deeper onto it, it made sense for me. It just clicked.
Yeah.
You know, because we are all on a different, we all vibrate differently. Yes. We may write the same frequency. That's how we get to find each other. But our vibration is still different. And whatever there are like 12 universal laws. Yeah. And one, the most known one is actually the law of attraction. Like attracts like, as simple as that, like put in 3 words.
Yeah.
However, it's so much more to it than that, because everything is held together in this universe, like the sun, the planets, and else. This planet on its own, this phone and the laptop that we are from, it's held together by the force of attraction. You know, energy. The energy of it. Exactly, everything is energy, and not everyone is at that stage where they can see, let alone accept that. And that's absolutely fine, because I know in the very beginning, as much as possible, I wanted to meet my clients where I was, which is so erroneated.
Yeah,
You
they're not
cannot
going to be where you are.
exactly. I had to meet them where they were.
Yes.
But because I saw the potential in them, I expected them seeing it as well. And that was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? Of course, ever since I got to grow, I got to, learn so much more. And I had experienced healing in different ways, in ways I did not even think that there was possible before,
Yeah.
So, but as I said, it is an ongoing process, and going through life and focusing on what you are actually getting to learn, because that's the beauty of it. You get the opportunity to learn from it.
Yes.
Rather than focusing on, oh my gosh, this happened to me, this happened to me today, this happened to me then and there. Reframe it. This is happening for me. Because when you focus on the lack, that's what you are going to get, more lack. When you focus on blaming, on putting the blame on someone, you are going to create even more circumstances that will require the blame game. Or you're going to be the target of being, the one blamed. It's the way it works. It's literally the way everything works. So once you start focusing more on what do you truly want, why do you truly want it, and let the how, trust that the how is going to be taken by the universe, I would say you're already one step ahead.
Yeah, you are. The moment you can let go and know that everything is in the end going to be for the betterment of yourself, be that emotionally, but there's growth in everything. It doesn't need to be financial. It can be all sorts of different ways, but everything happens for you. Nothing happens to you, because life is just beautiful that way. The universe takes care of us.
Yeah.
And we're always okay. But that's a difficult perspective as well, that no matter what, I'm okay. But when you start looking at it factually, you are. Because no matter what's happening around me right now, I am okay. Everything's just fine. There's nothing big happening. So yeah, I can have that the next moment as well, that, yeah, I'm okay. Even when big things happen, I'm basically okay, because at that moment, yeah, all good. It's a project, I would think. So that's what I've started doing. That's a Steve Chandler thing. And I found that really useful, to start seeing things more as projects instead of problems. It's just a stupid word change, but it makes the world of difference in how to deal with it, because it's less close. A problem is something they internalize often. A project is like a work project. You don't have to constantly work on it. You work on it when it's the right time to do it. You could plan it into your calendar. A problem you do not plan into your calendar. You just sit with that and worry. So yeah, I'd rather have projects than problems.
Well, have you realized that where there is a problem, that's where you are as well? It's because that problem did not create itself.
No, it doesn't. It never does. Why would it?
Exactly.
Yep. We're nearly half an hour in already. Do you realize that we've been talking that long already?
I did not. I thought we were like 10-15 minutes in.
Nope. 28 minutes at least, according to what the clock says. Yes. How cool is that? Huh?
I mean, I think we can go on and on for hours. But then again, let me be a bit vanitous and put my face of how awesome I am, and be like very mindful of everyone's time. Of course, the moment I said the words I just mentioned, I didn't come from a place of truth. Yeah. I've learned that jokes can be treated as jokes when you don't fully mean them. And literally, that should be the definition of jokes. But are there really jokes? some of them. You have to, you know, nowadays is all about the way you come across. So probably like even in the very beginning, I could see how you were squelching when I was still doing that. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? For me, that was a funny way of distressing everything, because I know when I am going, like in my podcast, when I'm talking, my voice is like, everyone keeps on saying like, damn, you know, when we are going out, you're so loud and so on. But when you're coaching or when you're, it's like you transform yourself. Are you literally the same person, or do you have like, I don't know, bipolar kind of?
Yeah, why not have multiple personalities? The work personality, the friend personality, the wife personality, the girlfriend personality, the mum personality, the grandma personality. We're all different all the time.
Hallelujah to that. Yes, indeed. And that's where I wanted to come, because I know how afraid of being misinterpreted everyone is. Like, if you would have asked me probably 3 years ago to do this, I would be like, hell no, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have asked you 3 years ago anyway. Don't worry about it. I wasn't doing this then. Hell no.
Exactly. See? We were not at that stage in our lives where we could just show up and share all this.
Oh, I really struggled with sharing personal things online because that was never going to go well. And I realized that when people get to know me, it's a good thing. So, yep. So here we are, 3 years later, doing it anyway. Well, we didn't know each other 3 years ago, but yeah.
Well, I'm really, truly grateful for allowing me to be here with you to share all this.
Thank you for being with me.
And so much more. And sometimes it's just like the words are not enough. And yet that's like the words are the binding thought you have just created in your mind, because we are in a thought form universe. And I truly believe that us being right here, right now, whoever is watching this, it's because we decided to share this, and they came across it at the right time.
Yes, that's how it works. Yeah. So thank you very much for being with me today. Can you tell the viewers how to reach you when they want to?
Of course, I can drop my link tree for all my links.
Always good.
Otherwise, it's Diana Elena Matei, my full name, on Facebook. It's d.intuitive.coach on Insta and TikTok. I'm still working on those though. And
there's always work.
You can always DM me. I love, please, I love people reaching out. I love connecting. More than anything, I love connecting. I'm not the one to cold DM you. So if I'm reaching out, it's because I really felt it's the time for me to reach out.
Beautiful. That's how it works. I will make sure that somewhere, either in the text with the video or in the comments, your details are, so that they can just click and go. And I want to thank you for having been with me today. I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I hope you did as well. And we may be able to do it again at some point. That would be really cool.
100%. Thank you, Dee. Thank you to your listeners. Thank you to everyone who has shared this space with us here now. Thank you for those ones who keep on propagating the energy that is going to permeate this episode. I
All right.
deeply honor you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.